My name is Stephanie Johnson, also known as Steph the Mogul. I'm a wealth educator and multi-business owner. I have several businesses, but it started with one investment in which I'm going to explain to you about that pretty soon. But I have started, a financial literacy company. I also started a mentorship program where I'm able to show people what it is that I do so they can generate some additional income, but also Turo, marketing businesses, photography businesses, so many different things, literally by just accessing OPMs. I want to explain to y'all how I'm able to do this. I'm able to do this because I partner with a company called United Wealth Education. As you can see, wealth stands out. So we're going to go ahead and get into what it is that we do. We are a financial literacy program that offers personal credit, business credit options, business funding options, and wealth building tools. So there's that word wealth one more time. I want you to go ahead and get your pen and your paper so that you can get all of the deets from this financial literacy program as well as the business funding tools. Now, what are you going to get from this call? We're going to talk about how you can scale by structuring your business, which is key, how to tap into business credit, and how to be approved for funding. That is the biggest thing right there, because if you have a business and you're trying to, expand and you're doing so many applications and you're wondering why you're not getting approved. So we're going to explain why that is. Now, first we have to start with what is business funding, right? A lot of people see that and it's just like self-explanatory, but still, like, what exactly is it? It's basically options that you could use to expand your business by basically getting capital from several different ways. What is business credit? I want you to understand that this is completely different. It allows your company to borrow money that could be used for products and services, okay? Why do you need to establish business credit? We already know, because why are we on this call? We want to expand. We want to grow our businesses. We want to be able to be successful with those. How do you do that? Again, you have to utilize other people's money to build a bigger business, okay? Now, why is it important to have access to funding? Now, people lie all the time, but I want you to understand that numbers don't lie, okay? Let's get into some of these numbers. 82% of businesses struggle with cash flow, okay? You ain't got no money to put in your business, so you can't grow, right? 77% of businesses are declined by banks, okay? How many of us are seeing denied on our applications and it's like, okay, what do I need to do? 83% of businesses are seeking short to medium term capital immediately. That means we have some things that we want to do to expand, but we don't necessarily have the income, the revenue that we need to go ahead and purchase those specific things that we need to grow, which is kind of like, it's like, dang, what do I need to do? I'm not making enough money to even invest and put back into my business. Okay. So you need to understand this is what needs to happen when it comes to your business in order for you to grow, right? Structuring your business is a major key point when it comes to obtaining business credit, business funding, and just legitimizing your business. That is basically the key to success. First, let's go ahead and map this out, because I want you to go ahead and really, really deep dive into this, because first of all, your personal situation is important, right? Your personal credit score. If you are a newer business on and you're watching this live, I want you to understand that you want to structure your business from the beginning, right? So what's going to be needed for that? Your personal credit, right? You want to make sure that your personal credit is a good credit score, okay? You want to also separate your business from your personal. So you don't need any personal emails, any personal phone numbers, your personal number that everybody's calling and sending you, your emails and stuff. You want to separate that. So if you are a newer business owner, you must start at the beginning and separate everything. Take care of your personal credit and then move along to registration. Now, this is I used to hear this a lot that, oh, if your business is new and you're not bringing in any revenue, then you don't need to register your business because you're going to have to pay for that and you're not even making some income with it. To me, in my opinion, you want to register your business and legitimize it early on because again, tapping into funding is basically the banks and anybody else that's investing into you. They want to know that your business is legitimate, right? So you need to register, whether you are looking to start an LLC, S Corp, maybe you already have a business, but you skipped the registration. You also want to go ahead and get your EIN, get your DUNS number. These are the simple registration things that you want to make sure you tackle early on, right? The other thing is credibility, which is literally structuring your business, right? Credibility. Again, remember I mentioned to you that you want to separate the personal from the business, right? It's never personal, it's business. Y'all, people just don't just say that. It's some meaning behind that, right? We want to know if your business is credible. How do we know that? What is the first thing that you do when you meet someone and they're trying to provide you a service and you need that service? What do? We Google, we ask around, we might, look on social media or whatever the case is. We're trying to see the credibility of the person we're looking to hire. So it's the same thing when it comes to legitimizing your business. Banks are going to look up your business, period, point blank. You cannot get around it. They're going to look it up. They want to see if you are a legitimate business. You need to set up your business accordingly to have websites, a business phone number, a business email, business bank account. Structuring your business again proves legitimacy of your business. That is so important. And as we said early on, your personal credit matters. So there's so many gurus out here that say, look, they're not going to look at your personal credit score and things like that. I want you to understand if you are a newer business, then yes, your credit score is going to be looked at some point in time until you're able to build up the business side, right? So I want you to take a really good look at this and write this down when you are working on your personal credit situations. Understand that your debt to income is very important. How much more debt do you have versus the money that you're bringing in, right? So you want to take care of that, right? You want to get rid of your debt. Another thing is the negative items that are on your credit report, right? Remove those. Simple. We don't want to see any negative items on your credit profile, right? You don't have enough reliable credit history. This is for people who don't even utilize their credit. So how are you going to access business credit when we can't even legitimize you on the personal credit side? So this is an important factor for you to be able to be approved for business credit cards, and business funding. So I want you to understand that what happened with me is I knew from the beginning that my personal situation needed to be taken care of. So I found a solution that was a number one proven protection plan. I utilized all these services that are on the screen, budgeting, okay? So if you're looking to start a business or whatever it is that you do, or maybe you have a business already, I want you to understand you must budget, right? So this protection plan has that service. Credit restoration. Remember we talked about the negative items on your credit report, getting rid of, taking care of your debt to income, all those things. The credit restoration tool assists me with that, as well as the debt payoff system. So all of these services that are in this protection plan help me to better my personal credit. So I absolutely love this protection plan and I'm still on it because there's so many other tools that are being, that's assisting me throughout my journey as a business owner, right? So let's also talk about what's next, right? We talked about registering your business, but where do you do that? How do you do that? What are some legitimate websites that can help you do this? I want you to understand there's so many websites out there that, like, literally when you Google, there will be third-party websites at the top. And most of us that are newer to this, you'll click on those websites, and honestly, you'll be paying for things that you should get for free. I am literally a witness of paying for things that I did not know I can get completely free, So go to your Secretary of State's office, right? Online, okay? If you don't want to do, your registration, with your registration, you're definitely going to have to pay for that. So as far as registering your business, but go online to the Secretary of State, whatever state that you are, and you'll be able to do so. If you want to do it through a third party, then there's CorpNet, there's InSpile. Those will help you get started with your registration, and they'll add some extra services in there for you. Now, for the free side, which is some things that I paid for that I shouldn't have, but I went through a third party and they charged me to do this, to do the things I could have done. So get your EIN at irs.gov, get your DUNS number. You're going to need these so that you can legitimize your business. All of this is registration. So it's very important for you to take care of that. The next step is opening a business bank account. Remember, separate the personal from the business. You do not want to skip this step. You do not want to use Cash App. You want a legitimized way to track your revenue, right? Some of my favorite business bank accounts is Bank of America. I absolutely love Bank of America. Chase, American Express, Bluevine. These are banks that literally have some sensitives for you to, once you get started with them. They are going to give you other services just for getting started with them. And if you have a personal relationship with any of these banks, then you definitely want to take advantage on the business side, right? Your revenue needs to go to your business checking account. So do not skip that step. If you get Cash App or whatever else you're using for payments, go ahead and funnel that money into your business bank account. So I want you to understand that, right? So once you've set up the legitimacy of your business, you took care of your personal situation, you structured your business, you are legitimized, right? Now we're going to talk about how you're able to get funded. So we are UWE again. We have a customized approach for everybody that gets funded with us. We have higher approval rates than anywhere that I have seen, right? We have a lot of different financing products, okay? Experts. You're going to be talking to someone that is literally going to be tailored to you and your business and what needs to happen with you, right? More businesses are funded through us. We are continuously growing, and we're helping people across the country, right? But you have to have these qualifications. Now, this is the qualifications for, funding that can help you take care of certain things that you need to do with your business. Okay, 8 to 10K in revenue, 6 months in business. How long have you been in business? If you've been in 6 months, then that's one of the qualifications that you meet. Your personal credit score can be a 550. You can literally, if you have all of these qualifications, you can literally go to thecreditcutie.com and apply. And most people get funded within 24 to 48 hours. So if that's you, don't waste any time. If you got something that you need to do to expand your business, go ahead and complete the application. Now, these are some of the products that will be available to you: term loans, advances, lines of credit. Okay. Again, you must take care of everything that I discussed previously. If you have your personal credit in check, you legitimize your business, you bring in that revenue, then you can take advantage of all of these funding products. Okay, so I love it. I love it. Um, we understand that, you know, it could be competitive out here when it comes to choosing who you go with for funding. So I want you to understand we are not the traditional lenders. We understand that your business, you know, we want to be tailored to you as a business owner. We provide you with advisors. There will be someone strictly that is going to fit your need of your business. There's no pressure with this because guess what? It is an application that you can complete. And again, the funding is between 24 to 48 hours for most people. No credit check is required up front, which is a major plus because when you walk into a bank and try to get funded, that's the first thing that they're going to do is run your personal credit. Okay. So this is us against traditional lenders. We're not out here just, you know, sending your information off to every lender out there. We're catered to every single business owner that needs our assistance. Okay. So this is how the funding process works. You complete your application, but guess what? The application to get started on that is completely free. So, you know, and again, there is no credit check up front. So you don't have to be scared to see if you qualify or to see if this is something that you want to do. You go through an underwriting process. We send you an offer. There's closing. And if you qualify, look, you're funded. Again, most businesses are funded between 24 to 48 hours. Now, again, you will need to provide, you know, information on the application, right? You'll need to complete it. Once you complete it, again, you can be funded in as little as 24 hours, okay? You're going to need, for some people, depending on what type of funding you're looking to get, you might, you know, have to turn in some, you know, documents for that, okay? Also, you want to understand that you're going to be able to monitor the status of your application throughout the business funding, you know, time frame. So just keep that in mind. But guess what? We're not leaving the small business owners out. We have some funding for you. So early on, we seen the qualifications for, you know, revenue had to be about $8,000, you know, had to be a business 6 months. But if you are a smaller business then guess what? We have a program for you. If you are bringing in a certain minimum of $3,000 or more each month, 550 credit score, and this is your personal credit score because we understand that some people are just, you know, getting started when it comes to building a business credit. But you do have to be in business for at least 3 months. This funding goes up to $10,000. So anywhere between 3,000 and 10,000. So remember, like if you are looking to take care of something when it comes to your business, I don't know if you are a hairstylist and you need, you know, some furniture or whatever for your shop, or I don't know, maybe you need something to do some hairstyles with. If you are a barber, if you are a trucker, whatever it is that you do and you have a need for your business, then you want to take advantage of business funding, right? I want you to also understand that everything that you see on the screen, you know, Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, again, nail salon, nail tech, you know, barber, trucker, you can take advantage of the smaller business funding as well. Complete the application. It is completely free, right? So I want you to understand we helping y'all grow. We have a lot of, you know, funding available across the country. So all you have to do is take advantage of it. Now, before we end this, I want you to understand again that we explain that your personal credit is very important when you are looking to access other people's money. It's very important when you are looking to leverage business credit, business funding. Okay. So again, if you want to be like me and take advantage of that protection plan that worked on my personal credit, that showed me how to budget, how to save, and once I got my businesses, put them in my will and trust, then you want to take advantage of the protection plan. It's $80 to get started, 99 for your one-time consultation. So 179 to start on your personal side. After that is $89 a month, no contract. So if you're working towards a goal and you know your personal credit is not at least a 600, 700, you want to start there. Start on your personal. But guess what? Also on the business side, we can help you get to your goals. If you didn't meet the qualifications for any of the funding that I went over, then we want to help you get approved. Okay? So there is a do-it-yourself template that you literally can get today. You can literally start on your business and structure it step by step. Build your business in 3 months so that you can say, hey, now I am ready to go ahead and complete that application and get me some funding, right? I'm ready to build some business credit. You can get that template for $19. And when I say it is literally from beginning to end, all you're doing is clicking on the links and going down the template and accomplishing each task. And it can get you to where you need to be on the business side. The other thing is the basic builder package. Now, if you say, look, I may need a little help on this. I need, I need someone to help me and assist me build and structure my business, right? So you want to take advantage of the basic builder package, right? Okay. And for the people that said, look, I don't have time to do any of it. I'll need help with all of it. If that's you, you want to take advantage of the Supreme Business Builder package where it's full setup from beginning to the end. Okay. And when I say it's going to register you, get your website together, legitimize you online, it is literally going to get you to the bag. It's going to literally get you to the funding and get you to the place that you need to be when it comes to your business. So I want you to understand that if you are on this call, you want to take advantage of one of something that is on the screen, okay? Because working on your personal leads to business credit. You cannot skip over that. So again, get the do-it-yourself template. If you say, look, I just need assistance on what I need to do, but I can do it myself, take advantage of the template. It's only $19, right? Okay. So now also the basic builder package, and this is just the basic setup to get your business started. Or you can take advantage of the Supreme Business Builder package. Okay. So that is all that we have. I hope that y'all got some valuable information. And just take advantage, build your business, structure your business, because that is the key to leveraging other people's money. You have to legitimize your business. So I hope everybody has an awesome night. For all of everything that we discussed, you can go to thecreditcutie.com and it has more information about the packages. But I hope to see everybody at the top.